Hey guys, I'm Amit Kumar and welcome to this video in which we are going to talk about constructors. A constructor is a special method that is used to initialize objects. It is special method because it has the same name as that of the class. It gets called when an object of a class is created and it does not return any value. A constructor can be used to perform any task that we want to perform at the time of object creation. Constructor of a class is called with the help of the new keyword. A constructor can be parameterized or non-parameterized. Each class has a non-parameterized constructor by default. Once you create a parameterized constructor for a class, it loses the default non-parameterized constructor. So guys, if you remember, I have already talked about constructor in one of the previous video where I mentioned that at the time of object instantiation, we used to call constructors with the help of new keyword. The constructor does what its name suggests. It constructs space in memory for the object. It is a special type of method because the name of the constructor is the same as the name of the class. It gets called automatically with the new keyword when we create object and it does not return any value though it is a method. And hence we need not to specify any return type with it, not even void. Now constructor can be parameterized or non-parameterized and each class has a default constructor, a default non-parameterized constructor automatically assigned with it, no matter whether we create it or not. But in case if we create a parameterized constructor for a class, it loses the default non-parameterized constructor. So it's pretty much of talk and now it's time to see the things practically. So guys, here we are on our developer console and let's create a program to understand the use of constructors. So guys, this is the constructors class and inside this constructors class, I have actually created two classes, class 1 and class 2. And a run method which is static where I created object of these class 1 and class 2 class. Now if you see class 1 class, the class 1 is having two data members and two member methods and we haven't created any constructor of it. But here in the run method, you see when I'm creating object of this class, I'm calling a constructor here. And this is a non-parameterized constructor, which is a default constructor that gets created with every class that we make. Now definitely this constructor will take space in memory and will assign the data members with the default values. Now the default value for any data member is mostly null. So if we won't call this accept method and if we won't pass any value to these data members, definitely it will have null only. So here you can see I have created two objects, obj1 class 1 and obj2 class 1. In obj2 class 1, I haven't called the accept method. I have simply created the object and called the show method. But here in obj1 class 1, I have called the accept method and called the show method. So when this show method will be called, definitely A will be 10 and B will be 10. And when this show method will be called, A and B both will be null. So the default constructor actually creates space in memory and assign the data members with the default value. Now let's talk about class 2. In class 2, I have actually created a constructor over here and this accept thing, the thing that I was doing with the accept method in class 1, I am doing here in class 2 constructor. I am passing these parameters, you can see, and these parameters are assigned to these data members. So the advantage over here is I need not to call the accept method. So even if the developer forgets to call the accept method, still because of the constructor, the value will be provided in the constructor parameter and will be assigned to the data members. Similarly, anything that you want to do at the time of object creation can be done inside a constructor. Interestingly, because I have created a parameterized constructor over here, this class will lose its default constructor. So if I try to call the default constructor for class 2, that will give me an error. So let's see that. Now if I try to save this program, definitely you can find one error over here. And if you go to the problem section, you can see constructor not defined. There is no constructor in class 2 without any parameter. So if you want this class not to lose the default constructor, you can create a default constructor over here as well. But that is something we will discuss in polymorphism. So let's comment out this line and now let's run this program to see the output. So here I am calling the run method of the constructors class and click on execute. And you can see it is printing value for obj1 class 1 as a is equals to 10 and b is equals to 20. For obj2 class 1 as a is equals to null, b is equals to null. And obj1 class 2 as a is equals to 100, b is equals to 200. Now the advantage of constructor is you can write down the logic that you want to execute as soon as the object of the class is created. So let's try to understand this with our student program. Now if you remember our student 2 class, this is what we have done in our student program 2. But suppose the user forgets to call this admit method. The user creates an object, creates its instance and then call the show result. Now what will happen in that case? So let's comment these lines and let's see what happens. Now if I try to run this program, so I'm calling the run method of student program 3 and clicking on execute. You can see it is throwing me an exception, null pointer exception. Now this is because of line number 35 in the class. So let's see that line. And if you see line number 35, this is the line where we are trying to access the array. Now if you see, we haven't created any space for the array and that's why it is throwing null pointer exception. But if we will go without the array and we will deal with normal data members, definitely they will be assigned with null and we would get result as null over here. Now this is one of the problem basically like initializing the data member, which the developer might forget. So this is one of the things that you can do inside the constructor. So let me create another class, student 3. Now here you can see I have created this student 3 class. I have removed that admit method from here and instead of that I created a constructor in this student 3 and whatsoever I was doing in the admit method I am doing here in the constructor itself. So we need to modify this student program as well. So let's modify it. So now you can see I have created object of student 3 class and I have passed those values which I was passing in the admit method inside this constructor itself. So I can create an object and I can simply call the show result and everything else will be taken care by the class itself. Now let's run this program to see whether it's working or not. Let's click on execute and guys you can see it is clearly working fine. So that marks the end of this video. See you soon in the next video. Till then, thank you and take care.